All right, guys, welcome to another episode of the Ridiculously Lame Wrestling Show. I am Robert Lentini, and we are going to be discussing the October 30th edition of AEW Dynamite, the Fright Night edition of AEW Dynamite, as I whack my microphone like an idiot. And we're also going to be predicting Crown Jewel quickly, as that premium live event is in Saudi Arabia this Sunday. Bunch of meaningless matches, but there's a couple of good ones that we'll go over. But Orange Cassidy, we're going to start off with Dynamite here. Orange Cassidy kicked off the show. The face of All Elite Wrestling, the biggest star in the company now, apparently, Orange Cassidy. The only man who wants to stand up to Jon Moxley's Blackpool Combat Club, besides John Silver and the Dark Order, is Orange Cassidy. He kicked off tonight's show. He's pissed, understandably so, because Blackpool Combat Club, under the orders of Jon Moxley, broke Chuck Taylor's neck in storyline last week. You know, Chuck Taylor, the guy that was relevant a couple years ago? Yeah, that's the storyline right now is Blackpool Combat Club broke Chuck Taylor's neck. Orange Cassidy wants revenge on Jon Moxley. Said he knows what Moxley's capable of. The rest of the locker room doesn't appear to know what Moxley's capable of, but Cassidy does. These two faced off last year at Full Gear for the International Championship and also at All In 2023 in the main event, because I think that was supposed to be CM Punk versus Ricky Starks for the Real World Championship. We didn't get that. But yeah. So it's gonna Orange Cassidy kicked off the show, said he knows what Moxley's capable of, and he wants to face him for the title. And he said he does not need a catchphrase still, and that's how he closed the promo. Decent promo. I just can't buy Orange Cassidy as AEW World Champion. Maybe after a few more months of build, but they're doing this match in 23 days. So I'm not into it that much right now. Adam Cole. The great Adam Cole made his return to the ring. He looked orange and skinny, but he looked good in the ring once the bell started. Once they rang the bell, he faced Buddy Matthews in a singles match. This was a great back and forth match. I'm not just joking with Adam Cole. I'm a big Adam Cole fan. I want him to get back to where he used to be, but I haven't seen it. And I didn't really see it tonight other than the match, but he doesn't look the same. He doesn't look like a star anymore. They got to figure it out. But anyways, Adam Cole versus Buddy Matthews, great back and forth match. Obviously, Adam Cole got the win, but it wasn't without a stupid moment. Cole, he's outside in the ring. They're doing this injury angle because Cole's always injured. So they're using it in storyline, and the referee comes out of the ring. Doc Samson comes down to the ring. They're checking on Cole, and the referee is counting, and he just stops counting. I think it's Bryce Remsburg. He just stopped counting at 9. And just got out of the ring to check on Cole. And so Cole gets up and he starts walking away. So the match should be over. He's been out of the ring for 30 seconds. He's been counted out 3 times in reality. But he hasn't been counted out once. But in 3 times, he should have been counted out 3 times in a row. 30 seconds just walking around, sitting around outside. Hobbles up the entrance where Buddy Matthews grabs a microphone. I said, I told you, you're fucking fragile, essentially is what he said. He didn't swear. And the match, Cole just gets a second win. He basically runs back to the ring like his ankle's not hurt anymore. They trade blows and Cole hits his finisher and wins. So he should have been counted out, but he gets this win to get 1 win on the road to 3. And he has to do this before Roderick Strong gets 3. Roderick Strong didn't have a match tonight. I'm presuming he's going to be wrestling on Rampage and Collision, if Rampage still exists. But that's what happened here. So Cole picks up this win. He needs 2 more to get a match against MJF. After the match, Adam Cole and Buddy Matthews shake hands, even though he just called him a bitch. A fragile bitch is what Buddy Matthews called him, I believe, during that promo. They shook hands. Cole said, you know what? I know what you're trying to do. You made me realize what I used to be, what I can be, what I'm capable of, and I appreciate it. And they shook hands. Lights go out. Malakai Black's in the ring. The crowd's chanting, holy shit. You know why they're chanting holy shit for Malakai Black? Because he's a star. That's why. And you've wasted him for 5 years. But anyways, or however long Malakai Black has been in AEW, feels like 5 years. It's been a while. And they've just wasted this guy. But he's in the ring, and he looks at Cole. So the lights went out while Cole and Buddy Matthews were shaking hands. When the lights came out, Cole was shaking hands with Malakai Black. That was pretty cool. I will give him props for that production there, because they made about 20 other production mistakes that we'll get to some of them later in this review. But yeah, Cole and Malakai Black shake hands. And the announcer's like, wow, I guess Cole is going to be facing Malakai Black soon in his pursuit with MJF. So Malakai Black, who should be like an AEW World Champion multiple times by now, or at least the TNT Champion, something other than trios with the House of Black, is being used as fodder for Adam Cole in this. So what is Cole going to defeat the whole House of Black? Why not? Buddy Matthews, Malakai Black, and Brody King. Why not? Just run the trifecta. Just take a dump on that whole faction to build up Adam Cole for his match against MJF at Full Gear that 8 people care about. Whatever. But this is a cool moment. I hate how they're using House of Black. I hate how they use, more importantly, I hate how they've used Malakai Black. But I think it's way too late now for anything to change. But the next promo I enjoyed this promo. Don Callis and Kyle Fletcher come to the ring. No, they don't come to the ring. Come to the entrance ramp. Fletcher said he was a man of his word, and he's here to call out Will Ospreay. Ospreay's not there. He's selling the injury. He's not there. Mark Davis of Aussie Open, who was Kyle Fletcher's former tag team partner, he shows up. He's been out with an injury as well. He says, I don't know who you are anymore, man. We used to call Will Ospreay a brother, and now you're out here calling him out, even though he's not here because of what you did to him. And he goes to leave. Fletcher said, I reserved a spot for you in the Don Callis family if you want it. Mark Davis says, we used to have an empire. I don't want to join your family. And he goes to walk away, and Fletcher says, eventually you're going to have to make a hard decision here. And Tony Schiavone says, I think he already did make the hard decision. He's leaving. But eventually, leading to something where Mark Davis is going to have to he's going to hit Ospreay with a screwdriver or something stupid. They're planting that seed. I know what they were trying to do there, but Tony Schiavone on commentary and his infinite wisdom, well, I think he already made the hard decision. Okay, well, thanks for ruining the angle, Tony. Jesus. Hangman Page. I really love some really good shit on this Dynamite. There was just some stuff that I can't get over, but Hangman Page backstage. I like this promo a lot. He's just, talking about Jay White. Still not fully invested in the Jay White rivalry because I don't know what happens after with Jay White or Hangman. I thought Hangman was going to be going on to something massive after his match with Swerve Strickland, and it didn't happen. But Hangman in this promo said, I don't know, Jay White, I might break your leg. I might burn your house down. Who knows? So just Hangman just losing his mind. But he just said, I'm going to beat you at Full Gear. I'm going to leave you hurt, and then I'm going to leave you behind. So I like that line from Hangman, the seriousness of Hangman Page. He's got the kooky eyes and stuff, but he's a serious character again. He's not swigging beers. He's not joking around. He's fully in this menacing, crazy, psycho asshole Hangman Page character, and I'm a fan of it. I am a fan of it, and they'll have a good match at Full Gear. I just want Hangman Page and Jay White to be doing separate things and feuding with other people. I'm done with this rivalry, but I enjoyed this promo by Hangman Page. Jon Moxley and the Blackpool Combat Club make their way to the ring. Marina Shafir's got that suitcase that we don't know what's inside. And they make their way to the ring. Moxley cuts a promo and he says, Orange Cassidy thinks he's challenging me. And he said, I challenged Cassidy by breaking his friend's neck last week. And then he just, out of nowhere, he just looks at Pac and Claudio Castagnoli, and they grab Wheeler Yuta and they put his head in the chair. Like they're going to break Wheeler Yuta's neck all of a sudden. They're Daddy Magic on commentary screaming, my God, Moxley doesn't give a shit about anything, basically. He just doesn't care about anyone. Well, this was a ruse, a ploy. Because Orange Cassidy rushes to the ring to try to help Wheeler Yuta, but they're not actually going to hurt Wheeler Yuta. He pops out of the chair. They all beat down Orange Cassidy. They go to put Cassidy's neck in the chair. Dark Order rushes the ring. They beat everyone down, but Blackpool Combat Club battles back, and then Private Party show up. Daniel Garcia battling through the crowd. Then the Elites show up. What are they going to do? Are they going to get involved in this? Nope, they're just here for their match against Private Party. So that Blackpool Combat Club and everybody just battled through the crowd so these guys can have their AEW Tag Team Championship match. And if Private Party loses, they're no longer a team. This match ruled. Matt Jackson and Nick Jackson delivered in this match. This is a great match. This is one of the best matches I've seen Private Party have in a long time. My issue with this match is about 5 years too late with Private Party. I felt the same way with Santana and Ortiz, why they weren't given titles back in the day, and now Santana's in fucking TNA as a single star, and is Ortiz injured or just done? I have no idea, but that was a missed ball with that tag team. But reliving the same history here with Private Party, but they've kind of course corrected with this match. They did something special here. They gave fans who have been watching AEW for years and waiting for them to do something with Private Party, and they never have. They gave them an epic match with the Young Bucks tonight, with Private Party emerging victorious. If Okada got involved, he hit Quinn with a tombstone pile driver on the entrance ramp. I thought the Young Bucks for sure were going to win the match then, because they had Cassidy isolated alone in the ring for several minutes, but that was not the case. That did not happen. Private Party battled back. They isolated, I think, Nick Jackson in the ring and hit Gin and Juice for the pinfall victory and won the titles and shook hands with the Young Bucks after the match. So I thought the Young Bucks were turning babyface. That's not the case either, because we'll get to that after this. But in a little bit, what happened with the Young Bucks later in the show, when I'm going to flip out about who the Blackpool Combat Club attacked again tonight. But that was the end of this. The Private Party, the new AEW Tag Team Champions. Thank goodness the Young Bucks weren't getting anything done as tag team champions, and you can't just break up Aussie Open and then Private Party in one night. I understand the decision to give Private Party the titles is the right call. Again, several years too late. It's amazing when you look back on, like, you go back and when HBO Max has the catalog of all the old Dynamites, whenever that will be, and you go back and watch how Private Party, how hot they were for a time being, and then they just frittered away for years. So I'm happy for them that they won the titles. I'm happy for them that they beat the Young Bucks. They got a great pop. I didn't think this would work at all. I just didn't care about this match going into it at all. I said that on last week's Dynamite review. Doesn't feel like a big match. I was wrong. I'll admit when I'm wrong. I'll be wrong 100,000 more times on this show, and I'll admit it 100,000 more times. I was wrong. This match was way better than expected. The crowd was into it. And Private Party deserve to be champions. So I have no complaints about this match. 4 Meltzers, if you will. Now we get to the bad shit. Some of the bad shit here. Ring of Honor World Champion Chris Jericho he's just continuing to name drop Jay Briscoe and use Jay Briscoe's death to build up this feud with Mark Briscoe. That we've already had 2 matches now. I'm ready for it to be over. But Jericho cuts a promo with Big Bill and Brian Keith, and they're on the entrance ramp. Jericho said he's the 9-time champion, or the Nueve, whatever the hell new nickname he has, and he's going to bring Ring of Honor to new heights that has never been seen. And name dropped freaking Dave Meltzer, said Dave Meltzer gave the Ladder War match with Mark Briscoe 4 stars. So they're just really leaning into this, the hardcore audience who know these references. I don't think, if you're just tuning in after a basketball game, you might not know who the hell Dave Meltzer is. Oh, Big Bang Theory, whatever is the lead in for this show. But it was Jericho promo. He's said he's going to do the same thing he did with AEW for ROH. So I think Tony Khan's just leaning on Jericho to try to build up some kind of value for Ring of Honor and sell it a TV rights deal for Ring of Honor. Maybe, I don't know what's going on here, what they're trying to pull off, but I haven't cared about Ring of Honor since they bought it. They've done just a god-awful job of pushing that. Athena should be on Dynamite every week. She's had that ROH Women's Championship. If she's still the champion, I don't know. Had it forever. Been legendary as a champion. She's a tremendous wrestler. I don't know why they don't use her on television. But if they're going to try to get Ring of Honor some kind of deal, maybe with, I don't know, FS1, Spike TV, revive that network. Who cares? I just don't care about Ring of Honor. The ship has sailed. Let it die. Jericho as Ring of Honor champion does nothing for me. If you like this, you'll laugh. If you're sick of it and done with Jericho's comedy and the thanks guys and the bullshit learning tree, like me, you thought this sucked, because why is Ring of Honor on AEW Dynamite? Who gives a shit about Ring of Honor right now? I don't. Daniel Garcia, he confronts Jack Perry backstage. They have an intense confrontation. Garcia jams Perry up against the wall for not getting involved with helping them defend AEW against the Blackpool Combat Club. Jack Perry's got this shit-eating grin on his face. He just wants nothing to do with Garcia. They separate. He goes into the Elite's locker room. They're shredding documents, and Tony Schiavone says, my God, it's kind of like a Bertie Madoff situation here, which cracked me up. Tony Schiavone was on his A game tonight. So the Elite are shredding documents. I thought they were turning face. They're shredding documents. They don't want to be in AEW anymore. It's too chaotic backstage here. We wanted to change the world. We can't do that anymore. We're packing up our shoes here and we're shredding documents with the Brandon Cutler, the coolant guy, who's the super cool coolant guy. CM Punk's gaslighting AEW coolant guy there, Brandon Cutler, that big star they have. So they're going to. So wait a minute. They cut to another backstage interview. Oh wait, I'm jumping ahead. I'm jumping ahead. I'm sorry. Kamille. She faced Kris Statlander tonight, and Statlander won. After the match, Mercedes Moné bashes Statlander with the TBS championship. And she grabs the microphone and says, Kamille, go backstage. Get backstage. When you want something done right, you got to do it yourself. So I'm thinking that Moné is going to have like an epic beatdown of Statlander, maybe lock in a submission, the bank statement, or the boss statement, whatever it's called now in AEW. No! She hit her in the back of the head with the title, said, go backstage, Kamille. And that was it. The music played. Kamille wasn't even like, I don't even know if she got backstage. Go backstage. I thought you telling her to go backstage when you want something done right, you got to do it yourself. I thought you were going to do something. I guess it was just the title hitting the back of the head to set up that rivalry, but I feel like you missed an opportunity for some heat here on Moné with like some chair shots to Statlander's legs, something. It's just a title to the back of the head and then pose. I wanted something vicious here, but we didn't get it. Now we get to Mark Briscoe. This is just, I'm going to go over this really quick. So Mark Briscoe, Tomohiro Ishii, and Kyle fucking O'Reilly have a backstage interview. Kyle O'Reilly last week was shown backstage watching the Adam Cole promo. He was shown backstage watching Adam Cole's match against Buddy Matthews tonight, nodding his head vigorously in approval when Adam Cole won. But he was nowhere to be found in Mark Briscoe's ladder war match against Chris Jericho, who Big Bill and Brian Keith interfered, and Mark Briscoe, Ishii, I don't know if Ishii's in it. I know Mark Briscoe and Kyle O'Reilly are in a faction called the Conglomeration, because Kyle O'Reilly was wearing a Conglomeration shirt tonight. So they're in this backstage interview, and they challenge the Learning Tree, Jericho, Big Bill, and Brian Keith to a trios match next Wednesday on Dynamite. Maybe a TLC match. I don't know what the fuck they said here. They were just Mark Briscoe yammering and just yelling. I didn't quite understand what type of match it was, but it's a trios match, I'm assuming, with some kind of ridiculous stipulation. But my question is, why the hell? I can't get over this. Kyle O'Reilly is in the Conglomeration. Why the hell did he not help Mark Briscoe when the Learning Tree beat the shit out of him and cost him the ROH World Championship in the ladder war match against Chris Jericho? Why? It's such a logic. It's ridiculous. And just to show Kyle O'Reilly backstage last week and this week with Mark Briscoe, and Mark Briscoe not to look over at his stable and be like, where the fuck were you last week? I'm spitting everywhere. Where the hell were you last week, dude? What do you do? Now you want to work with me against Chris Jericho and the Learning Tree? What are you doing? I could have used your help last week, bud. Wow. Wow. I just don't understand that logic gap, that thinking, that it's idiotic. Because I'm just going to move on. Because I could talk about it for an hour. You can talk about this moment for an hour too. The Elite backstage, they're leaving the arena. Discount Adam Pearce, Christopher Daniels there. He, looks like a Sears manager, a manager of a fucking department store with his khaki pants and his suit and his tie without the suit jacket. He looks like an idiot. He doesn't look like an authority figure. He confronts Mad Nick Jackson as they're leaving the arena. He says, "Guys, we need you. We need you, guys." He's shitting on the Elite for months, but now they need him. They need him. The Elite says, "It's too crazy here, man. Too chaotic. We got to go. We're working from home." So they drive off, and then Brandon Cutler shows up with a box of shoes. And they left without him. He's like, oh, geez. So then the Blackpool Combat Club attacked Brandon Cutler and forced Christopher Daniels to watch. An emotional scene. Just an emotional scene here. And they hit Brandon Cutler's hand with a hammer, or they hit the something next to it with the hammer. It didn't look that good. And Cutler's screaming in agony. But much like Chuck Taylor last week, who cares? It's Brandon Cutler. I don't care about Brandon Cutler. hit the fast forward button here on this Blackpool Combat Club storyline and have them attack people who are active wrestlers and relevant and that people give a shit about. Why do I care about Brandon Cutler being attacked, the Young Bucks' best friend, who's a douchebag in storyline? Why do I give a shit about Blackpool Combat Club attacking Brandon Cutler? Man, you've really had to have been watching AEW since its inception to give a shit about Brandon Cutler being attacked. If you tuned in the past 2-3 years, you don't give a shit. You'd be, who's this guy in this tie-dye outfit getting attacked and why should I care? You shouldn't. Then we get to the main event. Swerve Strickland versus Shelton Benjamin. Very good match. Back and forth action. Benjamin looks great. He looks like he's 25 and he's approaching 50. If he's not 50 already, he looks phenomenal. But he didn't win this match, nor should he have. Shelton Benjamin is going to, he could be a tag team champion, mid-card champion in AEW. But he didn't win this match because Swerve Strickland's former AEW champion. There's no reason for Swerve Strickland to lose this match. But after the bell, Bobby Lashley shows up. Just the lights went out for a half a second. MVP goes to make a phone call after the match. Bobby Lashley shows up, decent sized pop, gets in the ring, has a confrontation with Swerve Strickland, and then they attack him. Bobby Lashley hits a massive chokeslam and a full Nelson and poses with MVP and Shelton Benjamin to close the show. MVP also attacked Prince Nana, which was funny. But the Hurt Syndicate are the next big heel faction now. Everybody's a heel faction. I like Bobby Lashley, and he's so much better with MVP. They could do something cool here, but it's I don't know. Bobby Lashley versus Swerve Strickland is going to be a good match. I don't want to see them rush it at Full Gear, but maybe that's where they're going. But I'm happy Bobby Lashley is in AEW. WWE didn't utilize him correctly towards the end. He was injured in the King of the Ring tournament before it, or I don't even think he even got to compete in it. He was injured and pulled from that tournament and never heard from again. I wish him the best in AEW. I hope he has a nice run there. I just don't think that it's not the megastar they need, but it's a good signing. The MVP, Shelton Benjamin, and Bobby Lashley look like pro wrestlers, look towering over everybody, so it was a good signing. But overall, I'll give this Dynamite a C. I'll be generous. I didn't hate everything. I love the private party match. I can't stand who's Blackpool Combat Club's attacking. Moxley cut a good promo tonight, but then to go attack Brandon Cutler, it's like, who cares? Seriously, just who cares about that? Let's do some Crown Jewel predictions real quick. If a match gets added on SmackDown, I haven't read the SmackDown spoilers. That show's was taped as they're flying to Saudi Arabia this week. So if a match gets added to the card on SmackDown, I'll cover it on the SmackDown review on Friday night. But I'm going to do quick predictions here for Crown Jewel. Women's Tag Team Championship match. Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair defending the titles against Damage Control's Io Sky and Kairi Sane, Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson, and Chelsea Green and Piper Niven in a fatal four-way tag team match at Crown Jewel. If I were booking this, I would take the titles off of Jade Cargill and Belair. Hell, I wouldn't have even given them the titles back at Bash in Berlin. I would have just kept them on the Unholy Union. I'm ready for Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair to break the hell up. This team is just running in place. Bianca Belair deserves way more, and you need to find out if Jade Cargill is a star or not. Is she just the look and nothing else? You need to find out. So take the titles off of Cargill and Belair. Probably might be one of the only title changes on the show. I don't think you should give them back to Damage Control. It's either between Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson or back to Chelsea Green and Piper Niven. If it were up to me, I would give the titles back to Green and Niven because Green can cut promos, get some interest generated in the tag team division by personal rivalries with promos. But I wouldn't mind seeing Lash Legend or Jakara Jackson win the titles too. Just something fresh, something new. Just build stars, just create stars by giving the titles. Why not? But I think that they're going to go with, I have no idea. But I'm predicting Chelsea Green and Piper Niven to win, but I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know who the hell is going to win this match. I have no idea. I have no investment in the women's tag team division right now, unfortunately. And that's mainly because the champions just mow through everyone, and it's just not really entertaining wrestling. Cargill doesn't shine in the ring, so just take the titles off of them. Anybody but Cargill and Belair. That's my prediction. But Piper Niven and Chelsea Green, really. United States Championship triple threat match. It was going to be, it was Game 7, the 7th match in the series between Andrade and Carmelo Hayes last Friday on SmackDown. LA Knight served as a special guest referee. The megastar got involved. His ego got in the way. He attacked both stars. There was no winner. He declared himself the winner of the series after the match. Nick Aldis confronted him backstage and said, I hope you really enjoyed that little stunt you pulled, because now you got a triple threat match. You're defending the title against both Hayes and Andrade at Crown Jewel. I think LA Knight's walking out as champion, but I think we're getting an LA Knight heel turn, and I think he's cheating to win this match, and I think that's a great decision, because at a certain point, the Yaz can only go so far. I think Knight is destined to be a great heel in WWE. But like Kevin Owens, I said this last week, Kevin Owens is better as a heel. It's worked for Knight as a babyface, but I think he can get to another level as a heel. And I think we saw the seeds planted of that last week, and Knight's retaining by cheating somehow, or someone helps Knight. We'll see what happens, but I don't think they should take the title off of him in Saudi Arabia. I'd be kind of disappointed. But if they were going to do that, give it to Hayes, not Andrade, the WWE Speed Champion. Give it to Hayes, because he was drafted in the first round by SmackDown, so might as well give him a mid-card championship. Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens. I have no idea. It doesn't matter to me who wins this match. I'm just looking forward to it. This has just been a great story. Owens losing his mind because he failed to capture the undisputed WWE Championship from Cody Rhodes at Bash at Berlin. His feelings about that festered for a while, and he finally exploded and attacked Cody Rhodes in the parking lot at Bad Blood. He got angry at Randy Orton for elbowing him in a skirmish on SmackDown, attacked him backstage, brutally said, "You picked the wrong side." Randy Orton said, "I want a match against Kevin Owens." Nick Aldis like, "It's above my pay grade. I can't do it." So he's just, "You're the SmackDown GM. It's above your pay grade." What? He says, it's a deal with Kevin Owens. I just can't. So last Friday on SmackDown, Randy Orton kicked off the show. He had a brief conversation with Triple H before marching to the ring, said, "I want a match against Kevin Owens." Triple H said, "I'm not giving you this match because I'm protecting you from Kevin Owens." Kevin Owens loses his mind. He's going a little cuckoo bananas here. I'm just trying to protect you. You got steel rods in your back. I don't want you to die out there. This guy's losing his mind. He's fucking crazy. That's essentially what Triple H said, and Orton was like, "Look, you're the cerebral assassin. Make the damn match. You'd never back out because somebody was crazy." So that's the storyline. Kevin Owens hasn't been seen. Maybe he'll have it show up on SmackDown. He's been cutting these promos from his car like a psychopath, just losing his mind. So I'm interested. I think they should give Kevin Owens the win here somehow, maybe, or just give Owens a win. I don't need to see, if you're trying to make Owens into a monster heel here, Orton doesn't need this win at all. Can have it cheat to win again. I don't care, but don't have Orton win this match. And then I'm going to say the same thing for the next match. I'd pick Kevin Owens to win this match. I'm picking Bronson Reed to beat Seth Rollins. I know they're not doing that, but this is if I was picking the show. If I was booking the show, predicting it, I would have Bronson Reed defeat Seth Rollins here. They're the same reason as Orton. Rollins can afford a loss. Bronson Reed really can't. He really can't. He lost the last Monster Standing match against Braun Strowman because of Seth Rollins. And Braun Strowman hasn't returned with a torn groin from that match. But this match is happening. Singles match. Bronson Reed, Seth Rollins, Crown Jewel. Adam Pearce couldn't control them. They're attacking each other every week. So he finally made the match. Why does Seth Rollins need to win here? We can get to Seth Rollins versus CM Punk at WrestleMania 41 in Las Vegas without giving him a win over Bronson Reed in Saudi Arabia. You give Bronson Reed this win. Maybe give Rollins another couple weeks off ahead of Survivor Series, and then have him get him back on track at Survivor Series and slowly build him up towards the Royal Rumble. But give Bronson Reed a statement win here. I'd just love to see that. Just completely, everybody's singing Rollins' theme song. He gets in a couple moves. Then it's like Brock Lesnar and John Cena back in the day. Just Bronson Reed just destroys, demolishes, murders Seth Rollins. I'd love to see that. 6 tsunami splashes again and wins this match. It'd just be huge for him. It would be huge for Reed. He's never won a title on the main roster. You can't. What's the point of building him up only to tear him down in service of Seth Rollins? That accomplishes nothing. Seth Rollins is already a made man. WWE Women's Champion Nia Jax versus Women's World Champion Liv Morgan. Okay. This is for the Crown Jewel Championship. I don't care about that. I'm looking at the preview right now on WWE.com, and I actually just spoiled SmackDown for me. So I'll give a spoiler disclaimer for that. They have this match listed. I didn't know. So we'll get to that. But the Crown Jewel Championship, Nia Jax versus Liv Morgan. Rhea Ripley's presumably actually injured. They had Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez brutally attack Ripley with baseball bats on WWE NXT last night. So Ripley might be out for a while legitimately. I don't think anybody's going to get involved in this match. Maybe Tiffany Stratton cashes in here, but would they have Tiffany Stratton cash in Saudi Arabia? I hope not. So I think that Nia Jax is just going to win this match somehow and have the Crown Jewel Championship, because she's going to be losing the WWE Women's Championship to Tiffany Stratton in the next few weeks, I think. And she'll be parading around with that and saying, I'm still a champion just to get heat. That's how I don't know. I don't care about this match at all. It's two heels. Liv Morgan and Nia Jax are two heels. So something fishy's got to happen in this match. I just don't know what. And the Rhea Ripley news is concerning if that's true, that she has a fractured orbital bone. She's going to be out for some time. Cody Rhodes versus Gunther in the other world Crown Jewel Championship match. Again, this match should be great, but they're fighting for a meaningless title. I would give Gunther the win here. I'm picking all heels to win. That's probably not going to be happening at all. But if you're going to give Gunther the loss, I want to see Goldberg. And I want to see Goldberg confront Gunther. Have Goldberg versus Gunther at Royal Rumble. Why not? Why not? Give Goldberg that retirement match he wants. You had him confront Gunther at Bad Blood. I presume you didn't do that for nothing. So have Goldberg show up during this match and cost Gunther. Give Cody Rhodes the win. That is my prediction. But if it's a straight singles match, why have Gunther lose? Cody Rhodes, again, he can afford a loss. It's like a no-win situation here unless somebody gets involved. I don't want to see Gunther or Cody Rhodes lose right now. So I'm expecting someone to get involved. And this is the spoiler. Spoiler alert, click off the video now if you're waiting to SmackDown. I was, and I'm on the WWE Crown Jewel preview. I didn't know this match was announced. Roman Reigns and the Usos versus the Bloodline in a 6-man tag team match is happening at Crown Jewel. I'm presuming we're going to find that out during this Friday SmackDown because it was taped, but it's just on their site. So I'm going to talk about it now instead of waiting until Friday and reacting to it live. A little annoyed that I just found that out, but whatever. Roman Reigns and the Usos versus the Bloodline. I assumed that was going to happen, but I thought that would be the War Games match, but it's going to be a 6-man tag, so I'm assuming someone's going to show up on both sides here, or maybe, who knows, maybe Sami Zayn gets involved. They teased him having a conversation with Solo Sikoa at this past Monday's Raw. I have no idea where this goes. I'm assuming that the Bloodline will win this match somehow. Makes sense for them to win, maybe pin Jimmy Uso, why not? And then leading to the War Games match at Survivor Series. There has to be a War Games match between the OG Bloodline and the new version of Bloodline. But I didn't know about that match. I just read about it now on the WWE.com Crown Jewel preview. I was just looking at the card to do these predictions, and that's there. So I guess we're going to find that out on Friday night. I gave you the spoiler warning. Sorry if you didn't click off, and but everybody knew that match was coming. I just thought I didn't expect it at Crown Jewel. But a whopping 7 matches on this Crown Jewel card. Triple H breaking his 5-match golden rule for premium live events. It should be a good show. It's just a glorified house show. I don't expect any major title change. Maybe the women's tag team championship change hands. I don't expect Knight to lose the title. But there's some good matches on this card, and I'm looking forward to the show. And if you have not subscribed yet, please do. And we'll see you guys on the next episode of the Ridiculously Lame Wrestling Show. Thanks for watching.